Back and in full effect. This is the Can We Rewatch podcast. Here, what you got, Media Markus and my guy Scrim. We are in the building, and Scrim, we've gone through a couple of seasons of the challenge so far, but this is a brand new one. We got the challenge Cutthroat season 42. We are officially underway as it just dropped today on Paramount Plus. What did you think before you press play today? What did you think?
I mean, I was excited. I mean, I had high expectations just going into it. And I think you even said on a previous episode how the first season on Paramount, it has to be a blast. You know they're gonna come out with some different things to jazz it up, some different surprises and things like that. So I was high expectations. So I was really excited for this particular season. So yeah, how about yourself?
I really didn't know what to expect. I played it a little earlier than I thought I would. I was going to take my morning walk, which I usually do, but it was raining crazy morning. So I was like, let me just play on the challenge. There's no way I'm about to walk in this. And then,
Hmm.
I definitely thought I didn't really have expectations except that it would, be very good, right? And I think that I was a little overwhelmed, like actually kind of watching it today, just too excited. But I definitely think it lived up to the hype. Talk about the twists and turns. The cutthroat model is returning. So I love how you touched on that earlier in some episodes. And it's like, oh, yeah, Jimmy was totally right. This exact same, team format. And then we get some twists and turns in there as well. But before we get to that, let's just talk about how we opened the show. I mean, Cutthroat is back. And the number one thing that they did is the competition to start the season. So everybody's running through Thailand, downtown Bangkok, I believe, and we saw that on the original Cutthroat as well. The people like competing to be on teams, and all the original Cutthroat they chose the last players, and this one was a little different. How you thought how did you react to us starting the season off this way?
I first of all I enjoyed starting the season off with them already kind of competing, to kind of decide who's going to have a hand in choosing the teams. Like you said, on the last one, the people that came in last, they became the captains. I thought it was an amazing twist for they had each other choose each other's team.
Okay.
Because I think that makes it so much more difficult. And you can tell, like on the spot, that the captains are trying to decide who to work with. So I thought that was a amazing twist. I thought that's something that would definitely just throw a monkey wrench into everyone's strategy as far as building the team. So I thought that was cool. And then also like it kind of set the tone. Like who's doing good. I think like in the previous series, they did like a mini challenge, and that's when we seen Jeremy for the first time do really fantastic, and he ended up
Yep.
being able to win that the challenge at the end. So just being able to see how they perform in the beginning gives you a lot of insight on what to expect from a lot of contestants. So that's why I thought it was pretty cool seeing some of the people we thought were doing really, really good. And it's also they threw it in there as they're doing introductions too. So I thought it was a smooth transition. So a nice little twist. How about yourself?
Yeah, very well played. Just having them, introduce themselves as they're in competition and running through, and maybe reintroducing themselves as well. As we see a lot of legends and some star power in this Paramount Plus season of the Challenge 42 Cutthroat. So there's a lot of good things to start off, but I did really enjoy that fact. Just kind of catching up with everybody, including my guy Chris, winner of Challenge USA 2, and we see him do pretty well in the starting competition. And out of the
Hmm.
top eight, we had three people out of the top first eight people that got there, which are really all young guns, right? Like these are now OGs and vets. Out of those, and that might be intentional, but out of these younger competitors, we
Hmm.
see out of eight of them, three of them have to find and unlock a key, solve a puzzle, and we get Anna Lee, who's a rookie. We've never seen her before. We get Justin,
Hmm.
who's in his second season, and Chris, who's in his first flagship season, but he has a lot of reputation already. Him winning the Challenge USA 2. But what do you think about these three coming or finishing the job and then being named captains, and kind of what goes along with that?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, and I also liked how it wasn't the person who had the best endurance. Not only did you have to be able to have the endurance and run, but you also had to show your skills through doing the puzzles, right? And I think like I'm trying to think like when CT kind of talked through, and and as I watched, like, do I want to be a captain? In the
Yeah.
beginning, right? And that was just one thing as I thought about it, because you can definitely put a bullseye on your back, but also it could be, timing is everything, right? So that was just something I was thinking about. So I thought it was pretty good. Just all young people for the champions. I mean the captains. Um, and I was really, really interested in the teams that ended up being developed. So like as you seen the teams be formed, what was like your first initial thoughts when you kind of see the teams and how they stack up with each other?
Well, I thought it was a pretty great job improvising there by Chris and Justin, just to say, hey, we're both kind of veterans here, and this is a rookie we got on this other captain. Let's work together. Who do you want? Who do I want? And we'll give her all the rookies. And sorry, anime. What is it? It's not anime. I think it's anime. But yeah, sorry, NLA. Like it's just not going to work out for you here because, just as just the tradition of the challenge. People who have experience in this game, they usually kind of stick together at least early, and those who do not found themselves on the outside looking in, and that's exactly what happened here. So once I saw it happening, I was definitely not surprised because it's like you guys are standing right next to each other. Hey, who you want? Who else? And we'll figure this out and give them a really bad team. But the blue team looks bad. The blue team looks bad from where I'm standing. We know they got the tall girl. What's her name?
Are we talking about Letty?
Letty, yes, we know they
Yes.
got Letty on the blue team, so that they have
She's a
Carberry as
beast.
well. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I think the blue team has some strong women, but the men competitors really, I don't know how well they stack up. So blue team not very impressive to me from first look. Great team is impressive from. I think that's a stacked squad. That was one of the first texts I sent to you. Great team. And in the orange, they got some really good veterans, but as far as like sometimes I think that they might end up having too many chefs in the kitchen. They got CT, they got Bananas, they got Michelle, they got Tori, they got all of these people, and then you got the rookies who want to make a name for themselves and don't want to just play the veteran game. So I think the orange team, I'm not. I would have them ranked second. Blue team is third, and number one right now is great. What do you think about as far as ranking the teams?
Yeah, I definitely got the orange team winning.
Okay.
Without a doubt. I agree with your sentiment that the blue team leaves a lot to be desired, right? It's a lot of rookies on that team. And I think that's gonna be their detriment. Because you can have some people that but their performance can surprise us. But I just think from a strategic perspective, I've seen enough of these challenges to know that the strategic aspect goes a long way. Um, and they got CT and Johnny. And I'm willing to go on a limb that Johnny's going to last much longer than CT in this particular. One of them has to go. That's the only way this orange team is going to work. They're going to need one alpha. And I think that within the first couple of episodes, we're going to find out really, really early whether it's going to be CT or Johnny, but one of them definitely has to go. And they both have different unique challenges. You have CT that got picked last. So like no one's respecting his game, especially after coming off of one of his worst performances yet. And then Johnny, no one likes you, right? And so you got so many different people either on your team and outside the team that's just not fans of you, and is you know what I'm saying. So I think one of them has to go for this team to be successful. So I already got my money on Orange. Just 100%. Just I definitely think that I like the girls that they got on their team. I think strategically they got to step up. And it's not how you start; it's how you finish. So I'm definitely rocking out with Orange.
All right, fair enough. I'll rock out with Gray. So we'll be on opposite
There you
sides
go.
this season.
There
So
you go.
that's no problem with me. But no, I mean, but let's get over the teams, right? Let's talk about the star power just in this season. Some of the most we already touched on a couple of them. CT and Bananas, they're returning. That's 12 championships right there. Cory and Nelson returning. This is the young guns at one point. Now it looks like they're the old guns. But Nelson, we know he hasn't been back yet. His leg amputated and dealing with the recovery of that. And this is his first season back, and they touched on that in the first episode. What did you think about just seeing Nelly? Because I heard a rumor, and you had told me as well that Nelson's going to be in the season, and eventually, obviously, I realized yeah, it's true. But to actually see him back in the challenge on a season, even Johnny Bananas made a special toast for him to have him back. How did you feel about seeing Nelson return?
I know you love a toast, so that's why when I see him,
I
I
do.
know P love a toast. I mean, who doesn't like an underdog story, right? So really excited to have Nelson back, especially after so long. And naturally being away from the challenge for a period of time, I think it's going to take a little bit to get adjusted to for us get his footing. Just being back into the challenge and the team dynamics and things of that nature. But I think his performance is going to surprise a lot of people. Like, because I just know that like the type of character that he had, he's definitely going to give it 110%. And I think a lot of people will underestimate his performance. I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs throughout this season.
Yeah, I might be one of those people. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm definitely rooting the best for him. Nelly T's definitely had a personality over the years for sure. Some might say he's a fan favorite just because he just gives you these comedic moments, and you're like, "What's good with Nelson?" And he gave us
Mhm.
another one this episode where he had to pick another captain of the same sex, and he goes Cara Maria. Like, bro, are you listening? Are you paying attention?
No, that was
Hello.
funny.
But it is good to see Nelson come back. You said underdog story, but I feel like more of just a comeback story.
A redemption
Someone
story.
someone who was counted out, someone who it looked like may have never be back on the challenge, right? Especially with that leg amputation. I mean, it's a really good story for him to be back and realize the mistakes that he's made and say that he would never do those things again. And we all make mistakes, so very good to see Nelson back. I'm happy to see him. However, his boy, Cory. I'm also happy to see Cory back, but it doesn't look like his head is in the game from the jump. He is flirting with Izzy, but I must say, and we do this every season. Every season we point out, hey, we had the Veronica Dirty 30 for me, Jenna as well. One season, I think you pointed out, who was it you
Was it
pointed out?
Jen? Or was it somebody else?
No, I wasn't Jane. You pointed out. You pointed out from it was the last season we did, which was 30.
It could have been
No, no,
Conrad.
20. No, the last season we
Um,
did was 20, and we don't even have to worry about it. But if you think of it, feel free to
gotcha.
spit it out. But no, so I mean, but shout out to Izzy. She is looking good.
Nah, for
I
sure.
understand where Cory is coming from. She's looking fabulous. She's single. This is the challenge. We like to mingle. All of those things involved. But I mean, Cory, you're saying you're the best to never win. And I mean, this might be a part of it, right? You've always had, the women and people might be upset at you and you talking to somebody, something. But we hear Cory talking about, his relationship with the mother of his children, at least two of his children, Taylor, and the fact that they're sort of just co-parenting while living
Mhm.
together. So he's sort of bringing that into the challenge, but I don't know. I don't like this for Cory right now, especially in episodes 1 and 2. How do you feel about Cory and his relationship with Izzy?
One, is he a baddie? So let's start there. Two, I think like especially in this gameplay, the opposite sex has so much impact on you being able to survive in this particular game model. So I have no problem with Corey finding a pair of soft legs. Like I think that there's nothing else to do, right? Like, what else is there to do inside the house or outside of the daily challenges and things of that nature? And I feel like as long as you're not putting that balls out on your back, I think this is not a bad strategy. Whether he just what I'm saying genuinely like Shorty, or it's his gameplay. And I don't think age is just a number. So even though she might be like 25, 26, and Corey might be like low 30s. Yeah,
I'm not
I ain't
tripping.
mad at it at all. I ain't
Yeah,
mad
I'm
at it
not
at all.
tripping. I'm not tripping all of that. But what did you think about Nelson and the fact that he was saying, "Hey, Cory, you got to think about your kids are going to see this. Your children are going to see this." He tried to get him to come to bed. Like Nelson seems a little more focused than Cory from my
Mhm.
standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, it really come down to like I don't know like how serious or what lengths of their relationship that they're not together. Just from Nelson's perspective, he might have some inside knowledge, and from his perspective, it may look like
Hmm.
they might be a little bit tighter than how Corey led on. So if that's the case, I understand him trying to intercede and interject. But also, if it's the way that Corey articulated it. They're being separated, just co-parenting things of that nature. I have no issue with it. I think if anything, Nelson's just he in the way. If anything,
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I mean, he was pretty vocal in that, Corey. I mean, he spoke his truth. But I'll tell you what, even if that is your truth, that lady at home cannot be happy. I just don't not it. You know, men and women move differently, and I just feel like, hey, even if that is their situation, it's like you gotta go on TV and tell the world. So I'm definitely
my
one. I'm definitely hoping the best for Corey, but I feel like he should be more locked in. But that's just my take.
thing is, he's not even like aggressively pursuing it. It seems like just having a conversation. Johnny's
You're could
aggressively
be editing.
pursuing.
Could be editing. You're right. You're right. Could be
You
editing.
know, like he's out there just having a conversation. And even when they was like, and Nelson seen him again, he was like, I don't know what's going on. They was just having a conversation, just talking. It's just because of the opposite sex, and
But
Corey's
Corey,
history, so you
exactly.
putting two and two together. But it's still assumption at the end of the day.
All right, Corey. Don't make an ass out of yourself and
Okay,
the other people
it's
you
too
got
early
back
to
home
say.
rooting for you. It
I
is,
feel
but it's classic Corey. How he gets into it with these women, and then later on it might backfire. Maybe later he starts to feel somebody else talking to them.
I
So we'll
mean,
see down the line.
he's been doing this for how long? And he's been to the finals 4 times. Something working.
He's been 5 times, I think. Actually,
Say that again.
some. I think he's been there 5 times.
Well, the intro they said 4-time finalists, so that's why I was like,
Okay.
it
Okay.
surprised me when I seen it. I was like, has it been 4 times?
He
So
definitely
yeah, I
deserves
mean, if you
those.
got there 4 times, the strategy can't be to your detriment,
Fair
and
enough.
everybody
Fair
can't pull it
enough.
off. Maybe Corey the only one that can pull that off.
No doubt, man. Hey, listen, bro, Corey, get yours, Corey. God bless
That's what
Izzy.
I'm saying.
We like Izzy here on Can We Watch podcast. All right, and this is the Can We Rewatch podcast. We are rewatching the Challenge Cutthroat season 42, episodes 1 and 2, and let's get into a little more gameplay. Let's get into the challenge, the challenge itself. What did you think about this one? The first, this one was the bridge, right?
This one was the bridge when I had to crawl without their knees touching
Falling
the
into the water.
bridge.
Yeah.
Just notably, your boy Chris got disqualified. So I was like, all right, he didn't
Okay.
do too well. So we've seen a couple people. Everybody been talking him up. So I
Yeah.
just need to see something. So like his very first shot to show me, I wasn't impressed. You feel me?
His very
I wasn't
first shot
impressed.
is when he became captain.
I'm just calling it how I see it. For challenge number one, your boy Chris disqualified, so he wasn't that helpful to his team. I thought it was a cool little challenge. Heights, so definitely something that just giving a montage to the previous cutthroat because we talked about all of the dailies had a lot of heights involved,
Yeah.
so it was pretty cool. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was a good start. I wouldn't say I was ecstatic about it. It wasn't like the most exciting daily in the world, but I think it set a decent foundation. What was your thoughts watching the first daily?
Yeah, I thought it was a perfect daily for the first one. Some people are shaking off the rust, new network you're on as far as streaming, new people you're working with. You want to make sure, hey, you have something good, safe. Nothing too over the top, and I thought that this was a very good challenge to start on the first one. And yeah, I mean, it was just people tugging and pulling at the bridge and hoping someone will fall. Pretty good challenge. We do see the great team walk away with the win. The great team that Chris is on. So, and the captain of. So, this is
No,
gonna
they
be
carried them, but okay.
yeah, yeah. This is gonna be definitely an interesting season as we continue to talk about Chris and some other guys. But we saw that the blue team lost outright, which neither of us are too high on. And I will say this though: we found out that the captains are safe, right? But they have to nominate 2 people from their team to go in. And can you explain this a little to me? This one I was starting to get a little confused.
I love it. I absolutely love this gameplay. Because the previous cutthroat, you will only choose between each other who's going in. So this is how it works. First place, automatically safe, right? Second place, the captains on your team are safe. and you guys have to choose two people from your well, choose somebody from your team, and whoever comes in third place, the captains from the winning team, they get to choose who goes in.
Mm.
So it gives you a reason to even compete just to get second place because because your captains can be saved, but it also throws in that strategic aspect as to on certain days, whether it's a boys' day or a girls' day, you will want to make that captain somebody you want to be either saved, or if it's somebody that you're not getting along with, you make them the captain and then you throw a challenge and make sure they can be up for elimination. So that's what I thought. I thought that was a really, really nice twist because I think one of my biggest gripes, and we talked about this previously, was in the previous Cutthroat, it really wasn't anything you can do if you end up on the wrong side of the numbers. And that's why I kind
Mm.
of talked through. Like if you throw the challenge, there's no value in that. If you win a challenge, there's no value in that because they'll still, throw you in all that good stuff. So with this, it kind of gives some people that's on the outs with their team some type of tool to try to incentivize their team to kind of play ball. And trying to listen and try to make this a collaborative procedure. Because if not, I could just throw the challenge and I can make sure you go in and things like that. So that's what I thought was pretty cool. And now it also gives you reasons to work with other teams. Because in the previous one, if it's only people in your team that's voting you in, then those are the
Yeah.
only people that really matter. But
Yep.
now you got so many other people. You got the captains on your team, the captains on other teams that can impact who ends up going in. So I thought that was a nice little twist. Hopefully, I articulated to make it a little bit easier for you to understand.
No, no, no doubt. I mean, I think that I just had a lot going on today, and I think that I do get the general gist of it. I try to think of it also as if I was playing it. How would I
Mhm.
maneuver this? And I think that's what I have not come to the decision yet. But no, definitely a good twist because, like you said, in the original Cutthroat season of 20, you were literally just kind of at the mercy of your team. If you lose and you're not in that top 2 to 3, you're probably going in. And now, if you lose and people are maybe they nominate someone who's a friend of someone that's a captain, and that captain is definitely going to save them. So it's definitely an interesting aspect. I wonder if we're going to see any more twists and turns. We obviously will see more twists throughout the season, but yeah, at this point, I definitely want to be. If I'm going to lose, I want to lose on a day that one of my friends is a captain on the winning team. So I think that's how it will go. But all right, so we see that challenge happening. Like I said, great team won, blue team goes automatically in, but orange team has to select someone to go in, and this gets between CT and Bananas, huh? How about this? Bananas last. Oh, before we get into that, it is CT versus Bananas, sort of like who's going to go in. Do we go
Mhm.
stalemate and let someone else choose? And CT actually goes against that. What did you think about the rift between them in this moment?
I thought it was interesting. Because like from everyone on the outside looking in, you probably thought CT was crazy because it's like, why make it a coin toss? Why make it a 50-50 play? Um, but he makes a great point. I think hypothetically speaking, if we thought about who's the most like and dislike on their orange team, Johnny has more enemies than CT. So if they
Mm-hmm.
just put it to a natural vote, CT actually was more likely not to go in. So it being a 50-50 chance benefits Johnny more than it benefits CT. So then you're like, all right, so why argue about a hypothetical? Well, I'm also a big advocate of if you got a issue, let's talk about it during deliberation. I don't want to hear you cry about it or talk about it after everything happened.
Yeah.
And CT's been on this long enough. It's either like say something or forever hold your peace. So that's why I really appreciated him just speaking up. Because he made a great point. Like even when something makes it seems 50-50 and that's fair, it's only if I was already going to be 75% and I'm going from 75 to 50, it's really not that fair.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work to my advantage. And that's basically what he was saying. And John is like, what do you mean? It's like 50-50. Like we got the equal chances. And CT's not about to go for the shenanigans. He's way smarter than that. So I wasn't mad at it. But like I said, one of them has to go in the long term for this team to be able to be successful. Because like you said, maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. But I know that their strategy is going to diverge in the short term and the long term as well.
Yeah, I'm a little indifferent. I think. I mean, I love the fact that these are two guys that are the best one, two of the best ever, and they're sort of like going back and forth. So it's really good for the first episode. But I felt more of Johnny's standpoint from the point that he's saying like, oh, you don't want it to be 50-50 because yeah, maybe people don't like me, but they'll run a final with me because they know I can run. Like people over the last couple of years, these young people, the young people that are in this challenge are not very fond of CT. I mean, it was what was it in the season 41? It was justice for somebody, right? They thought that he threw the challenge, and there's a lot of those people returning. There are less vets. I mean, we do have our vets, right? But who's really a Johnny Bananas vet? Like, is Cory gonna help him out in any situation? Is Michelle, because she got the opportunity she didn't because of what Johnny did the last season? And everybody has to play their game. And I thought the CT said, "Hey, I'm gonna play my game. I'm not gonna play this shit, Johnny. I'm not gonna play the Johnny Bananas game because you know what? If CT went down in elimination, how well was he going to do? This wasn't a puzzle. This was endurance. This was running around thing. And what we seen coming up in the previews later, people, the young people in this challenge, are even still questioning his CT's endurance and how long can he go. And then also, Johnny just made a good point that hey, bro, you when you win these things, you stick around. You don't go into eliminations. It's all good, and that's the way you like to get by. So I'm calling your bullshit. So I mean, but no one's going to volunteer themselves to go in. So I felt both sides. You got to play your game, and it went to Johnny's detriment. He got voted in,
Yeah,
and we
not shocked. I will say we're gonna find out very, very soon. Because my initial thoughts after watching this episode, even the second episode, are the vets washed? Like, are the vets washed?
yeah.
Like, as I see them compete, I see like Tori was kind of shaking in her boots for half a second at the thought of having to go in. You see CT getting picked last. Johnny has to go into the very first elimination. That's really reserved for like rookies and things of that nature. So like the vets, they don't have their hands and control of this game, but they have experience on their side. But definitely, my initial thought: are the vets washed? It was
Yeah,
one of my major thoughts.
I love this talking point. You didn't even mention Cara Maria going up there and melting down on that second challenge in the second episode and getting her team essentially down to the losing point, right? I mean, she did that. You talked about the fact that people are shaking in their boots, maybe about going into elimination, and even people like Nelson and Brad are getting into it and blowing up at each other because just so much pressure, right? Maybe you haven't done this in a while, and the young people are coming in, and I think it's a valid question. We got a lot of athletes from the young guns, or I don't want to take a shot at Cedric, maybe not yet, but we got a lot of things from the young guns, but no, I mean I think it's a valid question because obviously you're not going to look as good against people who are doing this who are much younger than you, but it's possible, right? It is possible. We'll see it in this first elimination, but no, it's a valid point because the vets don't look too great right now. They really don't. They do not through the first two episodes. I'm not questioning them too much because this is their game and this is much more than a run, jump, and grab game. This has a lot to do with politics and things like that. But I don't know, man. We got to see. Are these people really washed? Is it
I'm
time to
trying to
hang it
tell you,
up?
bro. When I think about the vets, bro, you got CT and Johnny, who's on their 20th seasons. You got Comrade shaking in her boots. Even when you look at the blue team, you got Brad, who we know is now a leader. We got Nelson, coming back from adversity. You got Corey, doing his little politicking on his Love Island. Like, what vet are you scared of? What vet is walking around that's popping it? You don't see Jordan, like you don't see like you're not like they're not like striking fear. If and just you know what I'm saying. If we checking temperature after one episode, I just don't think they're striking fear in these young bucks. And I think the great team feeling themselves because not only did they start off fast, but they got all the good young the contestants, just young players, young challengers. So it's just interesting to see how experience versus youth. I think that's going to be the theme of this particular season.
Yeah, that'll definitely be the first clip that comes out tonight. Like, are these challenges washed for sure? And let's get into the actual elimination. We said Bananas is nominated by the Orange team, and and then from the Blue team, Cedric is going in, and he makes this threat as he realizes he's going in. And what did you think about that?
I hated it. First of all, once I heard him say, first of all, hey, he want, I'm like, I get it. You want to get your shit off. Cool, get your shit off. But when you start saying, yeah, if this season or next season, I'm gonna get y'all back. You already put the idea of you losing today out there. So now you already plotting on what you're gonna do next season on the next challenge. I'm like, oh yeah, he already checked out. He not even locked in thinking about how to win. He over here just he got a vendetta. So like just his speech alone already told me he was gonna lose. It was giving loser energy to me. So you're not a fan of the speech at all.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think too much of it. People be mad, people be sad, but you like you said, you gotta focus, you gotta lock in. You're going against Bananas, who's 50-50 in eliminations. You never know, right? You might win, you might lose. But in this one, it was just a masterclass from Bananas. Cedric just did not have a good game plan. He was just kind of all over the place. It looked like a little nervous as well to be in this moment. Maybe he didn't expect it after getting to the final in season 41. But this is another season, bro, and apparently people don't like the way you play the game. And even people like Justin are like, fuck the way he plays the game. He beat me and took my chance away to go to the final. So I want to throw him in, just all strength. And I love that from Justin. He's keeping it very black and white. I'm not gonna like, yo, I'm never gonna be on your side. You took money away from me essentially. So we're not good. And I love that gameplay. But Johnny Bananas has had the great strategy, and we always talk about it. Johnny Bananas is probably the best strategist to ever come out of the challenge and just coming up with ways. I think Jordan is up there as well. Maybe CT. Maybe I don't know if CT's, but Jordan and Johnny's definitely up there as far as the better strategist. And Johnny had the great game plan. Hey, I'm not going to try to outrun him. What I'm going to try to do is hit every target that I can with both hands, and then start to follow him. As he hits mine, I'm hitting mine. As he hits mine, I'm turning back. So I thought that Johnny had the great game plan, and he did. He gave this guy an ass whooping. He gave Cedric an ass whooping.
Yeah, it was BTA. I give you that. He definitely dog walked him. But I more so think it was more so Cedric's lack of a strategy versus Johnny having an awesome strategy. In theory, like as he talked through his strategy, like, hey, I'm gonna just try to hit as many as I can in the beginning, and then I'm just gonna chase Cedric and just hit everyone that Cedric hit. But Cedric's running around talking about, hey, I'm a track athlete, I got 20 years on Johnny, and he just running around with no strategy at all. He's hitting them one at a time. You got the people in the stands telling him to use both hands, and he continues to play the whole game, hitting one light at a time. And Johnny's going around hitting two, even as he's following behind him, hitting one. Johnny's hitting that one and another. I'm like, Cedric, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like, did you put any thought, any strategy into it? To the point where not only did he lose badly, but he got dog walked. So I thought it was just so disappointing. And the strategy, he got played. Like the whole episode in episode one is him being played, even down to him being thrown in. Like you said, Sydney, it was one thing about Sydney. She know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She went and talked to him and checked his temperature. Yeah, so like, yeah, what would you do if if I was to save you X Y Z? And he jumped at the thought. Oh yeah, I got you down the road. And you remember my favorite thing when I talk about this, you don't ever make an alliance with somebody that really can't do nothing for you. We don't make
Mm-hmm.
alliances with weak players. And if you don't make alliance with somebody that's too quick to try to owe you something, because they'll do that with anybody. So it's episode one. You're already trying to say, if I do this for you, I'll do it. She like, all right, well, if you say this to me, I know you're gonna say this to X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
It was they was playing chess while he was playing checkers, all day up
Yeah.
until he got eliminated. So I just think he played terribly. Great human, like I guess TJ said, but horrible challenger. I actually don't need to see him back, to be honest with you.
I gotta see him
What did he
back.
come
Come
back
on.
for?
What is the
They let him
redeem
stick
himself?
around the last season. He feel good about making a final. They let him stick around.
Okay.
He was not a
Listen,
threat at all.
I gotta rewatch that. I
He was
don't
not a threat at all. That's how he made it. And they came in
really.
last.
That's how it Michaela in finals as well. That's the thing. But what I will say
Man.
about Johnny, you saying it didn't take too much of a strategy, but All you have to do is strategize a little bit. Most people up there, if you think about most of the challengers, we named Cory, we named Nelson. What strategy was they going to have? We named Brad. What strategy was Brad going to have? And that's the thing. Like all you have to do is do a little because most people are just going to rely on, hey, I'm strong, I'm fast, etc. And it's just like, well, I'm smart, so I'll just outsmart you here. And I think that that's what Bananas did. And a little bit of thought goes a long way with not too much thought at all. If that makes sense. And I didn't think Cedric had any game plan. Just like a lot of those guys up there wouldn't have a game plan, in my opinion. We know Chris would, but the other guys that I just named, they would not. So
What was Chris' strategy in the daily?
he didn't have a
Oh,
good
okay.
one.
No, my
He,
bad, my
he,
bad.
he
Let me go
his
backwards.
it was just a sprint, which was not a good one. But he'll
Word.
adjust. He will
Okay, we're gonna
adjust.
see. We're gonna
All
see.
right, winning team. So, all right, so that is it. Cedric goes away crying, but we do have to replace the captains. We learned that at the end of the episode one.
It's tough.
What did you think about that aspect?
It's pretty cool. So there's two like strategies when you look at them changing captains. One, like if you want to be a captain on a day where it's a guy's like if you're a guy, you want to be a captain when it's a guy's elimination.
Mm,
If you're a woman, you want to be a captain when it's a woman's elimination. If you are vice versa, it's not the being a captain doesn't have that much of a value and not much of an advantage because even if you win, you're not saving yourself because it's not a guy's day, for example. So
right.
now, as these people are passing on the captains, you see in Sydney, she gave it to a rookie on a girl because she knew it was going to be a girl's day because that really gives them there's no threat, there's no risk by having a rookie be a captain on a day it wouldn't impact him at all. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was very, very strategic and smart. And so that this is going to, I think, and each person has to be a captain before they can be a captain again, which is pretty cool. So I like how this is going to just throw another twist in between this game plan. And look at every turn, it's another twist, and so I'm really excited about it for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I agree though. I mean, Sydney is definitely a good game player. Just like she plays like a sort of conniving way, like I do in fantasy football. So I'm very happy to see some of the thought. I feel like I could sometimes see like thoughts going through her head, and even though like it's not, she doesn't give too much. It's like, oh, I'm going to actually like murder this person. They have no idea. So yeah, I like that. But let's get into the second episode, which we kind of already did. First note that I have here is Cory, but we already talked about him in depth. So,
Mhm.
but let's talk about just the blue team. I mean, let's something that you noticed at the beginning of the episode. I mean, I had Cory, but like I said, we already talked about him. But at this point, I kind of go to the challenge where the blue team does awful. We talked about Cara Maria and how she was just pretty shook up there. And then, but not only that was that one disqualification for the blue team, but they disqualified again because someone kept sneezing and coughing. Or what did you think about? And there was another thing where CT like lied about, is this person good at math? What's going on with these challenges right now?
Yeah, I mean, one, I thought the challenge was I like this challenge I did. You had to
Yeah.
guess who the person was based on like a mini trivia about this particular individual. Kamaria, like I seen Kamaria participate in a lot of challenges. I didn't realize she was this frightened, allegedly, of heights that she's whimpering. I haven't seen this happen before, so I just thought, and mind you, she could have been scared of heights this whole time, but it was just I thought that was interesting. She was out there up there panicking. And this like you just standing on a box and it was just interesting. So and her getting her team eliminated, especially she was a captain for her team. So I just thought that was interesting not showing up. Um so yeah, just terrible. And then the other young lady, allegedly you're sick and now you can't hold in your coughs and sniffles and things like that. Just lock in. I just need y'all to lock in for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like you can hold in your cough for 3 minutes if you got to. Like it's not a long time. So I thought that was just interesting. But like I said, the blue team, lack of experience, lack of leadership. Um, just totally unacceptable. It was funny watching Nelson explode on his team. Like, what are y'all like? Who was it? What are y'all doing? And just having this little spat with Brad. As far as the Orange team. I get trying to just get as whatever advantage you can, but I think this was unnecessary. I
Yeah,
think that
I
was the
agree.
biggest thing that I hated about the strategies. Like, just imagine if CT just told the truth and say he was good at math and X, Y, Z. Y'all could have voted. You could have just knew it was CT, right?
Hmm.
Guessed his name, and they would have won this challenge. I don't think they needed to stoop to cheating on the very first, or no, it wasn't the first, but the second
Second.
challenge. But like, it's so early in the season. With the key, like, hey, if I'm a vet, I'm gonna hit no on the first question. That's how y'all gonna know. I was like, that digging is too deep. It's too
Yeah.
deep. And then you got the cameras that caught y'all on a hot mic. So yeah, it was just crazy. So both of those teams got eliminated. But I will say this to say, hypothetically speaking, if they didn't cheat, they would have won.
Yeah.
That's why I feel confident in this orange team.
I
That
get
great team
it.
would have lost. You feel me? So like, I do like they can rest knowing that they would have won, but that was just unnecessary. And don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. Nobody like a cheater. Like you get
Yeah.
their revenge, but don't do it like that. You know?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is what I want to kind of preach in this moment is just like, yo, this is starting to be a reoccurring theme on a challenge. People cheating, people not doing what they're supposed to do, people maybe floating their way through. Like, I just in finals, I just don't like this. Like, you guys, we have to keep the integrity of this show because at the end of the day, like, if people realize that hey, people are cheating to kind of get challenge by challenge, I'm gonna stop tuning in. Like, I'm just one person, but it is like, hey, just play honest. Like, the winners win, losers lose. That's how the game goes. That's it. Like, I don't want you. I don't. If there's something you could do to maybe get an advantage, I understand that. But you to blatantly lie, to cheat, and have like, come on, you guys. Like, come on. It's so not worth it. Like, just do better. Just do better. So I'm tired of these challengers. You know, quite even I think it was an eating challenge a couple seasons ago. People were like throwing things. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Either eat the shit or don't. Quick. Like, nope. So I just don't like it, man. But that's kind of what I got. But yeah, I didn't like the blue team. Just endless DQs and yeah, I mean, orange team with a bad decision and great team wins yet again. I mean, that's two in a row for the great team, and I mean that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to just win and take all these people to the finals. I don't expect that to happen.
No.
But what do you think about the great team's momentum as we sort of get through the end of episode two?
It's cute. Like I said, they won the second on technicality, right? So just definitely good momentum. I think there's from a communication perspective, they're definitely working together really, really well. So yeah, I mean, I think like I said, it's early. They got a little bit of momentum. I think you know what I'm saying. They still need to be worried about this orange team. The blue team right now, this is just they're just discombobulated. You got Brad and Nelson look like they're about to come to blows. You got Carl Maria that is really wishing that she was on the orange team with the rest of her friends. Um, so I just, I just think that team, is nothing to worry about. So the great team by default, very, very strong team. But I think what's going to be a detriment for that particular team. I think like they got the Krisk, they got Kanu. I think they're trying to be too strategic too early and trying to outthink the
Mm-hmm.
game itself, and what they don't realize is it's putting a big bullseye on their back. And then the way they're going about it is just so sloppy, and and they're not playing their cards close to the vest, and I can see that this being their detriment. And I think that's the biggest thing when I think about the great team. They had so many new faces that they're trying to make their mark on the show. They're coming from shows where they were overly strategic and they're not just familiar with this gameplay. And I think that's going to be their detriment when I think about the great team. But I know you're a fan of the great team. Tell me what you're thinking about your team so far through two episodes.
Yeah, it's definitely my team. Is I wore the gray
I
today,
see. I
but
have
no,
my orange on next. Don't even trip.
no. I mean, I think that you're totally right, and I want to talk about Keanu. So I like Keanu a lot on Big Brother because he was a comp beast. And he went in the competition and will continue to win. Back against the wall, he's about to get eliminated. Win. Like literally won so much, bro, to the point it was just like, oh my god. But he was not the best game player. People kept voting him in because he's so brash, and I remember him saying on Big Brother, like, "You guys want to vote me in? I'm gonna take you all out one by one, and pointed at everybody." And he eventually took
He
out
did.
most of them. I'm not gonna lie, he took out most of them, but he didn't win. And he didn't win. He eventually got voted out because you can't win every single time. And I think the way that he goes about things is too brash. CT touched on it. The fact that hey, he looks like he got the good spirit. He wants to play the game, but it's a little too early. Like just fill some things out. And I totally agree with that. And I think that because of that, I need Keanu off this team. I need Keanu to go home pretty soon, especially especially because I'm rooting for Chris to do it again.
And you
I'm
know
straight
exactly how
up,
it's going to
and
backfire.
I know that one thing that Chris is not great at is the politics game. Like I'm not sure he's anybody's number one, but people do like him. Like Tori gave him big ups. Other people gave him big ups. I think that he has the opportunity to get with these vets or whoever he wants to work with because he is a strong competitor. But with someone like Keanu on your team who might be not working with the people that you're working with because he's running with the two ladies that had or eliminated elimination and Anna Lay and the other girl as well that went in. But Keanu's going to be a little all over the place. I know his gameplay, and it sometimes could be, I'm going to just do whatever the hell I want, and that's not good for a team. It's okay when you're playing Big Brother, but it's not okay for a team. So I definitely think Keanu needs to go home for the success of the great team. And my guy, Chris, champion.
All right. Well, yeah. Like I said, he's playing a horrible game. He won. He's telling too many people about his strategy and explaining it too
Mm-hmm.
much. Like, one, keep that to yourself. Two, you don't know enough about everybody to be trying to go and making deals and doing setting up strategies. Like, you're a co-captain and you would not knowingly trying to take a shot at your co-captain's number one. Because you're
Yeah,
not
like, what are you
sitting
doing?
back. You're not doing your research. You just jumping straight to I'm gonna make a power play. And now you laying the groundwork for your power play without even talking to your co-captain first. It's so naive and it's so
Yeah.
like it's amateur hour.
Yeah,
At
this
the end
is
of the day, it's
not
amateur hour.
This is not a Big Brother head of household type of thing where you could backdoor someone, bro. This is the challenge. So many people are talking. So many people have seen you already play on Big Brother. Don't think people didn't do that research. People know how you're moving, and this is just too aggressive too early. But this is someone who had not played the challenge already. I think about Michaela's first season. Remember the notepad that she had? I think it was a not Rider Dies. It was the season
Her
before that.
hit list.
Spies, Lies, and Allies, right? And she wrote down in a notebook the hit list that's just bad gameplay, guys. Chill out, figure some things out, and then after a while, then you try to make a gameplay. Meet some friends, learn some people's middle names. Take it easy. It's the challenge. This isn't Big
Mhm.
Brother, so no, I think he might lead to the detriment. They put him in Adrian. She stood 10 toes. She put him in a sticky situation where, like, bro, you can play this game if you want, but the cards are not on your side. And eventually, Keanu has to choose between his two allies and the women. I forget the lady that went to elimination. I'm sorry, there are a lot of new names.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there are a lot of new names, but he has to choose. He chooses to save Anna Lay, and his other friend has to go into elimination. And she goes against Geb. Is it Deb? She goes against Deb.
It was that.
It was Deb. She goes against Deb, and we see Deb end up winning, but in a comeback
That
effort.
was hilarious.
And do you think Cara Maria is to blame for the blue team losing this elimination?
Losing elimination, I mean, it seems like she took ownership because maybe if they won, it would have been her fault. I
Okay.
mean, but no, I don't think it's her fault at all. First of all, I think they're really upset that one, like she didn't have a reason to throw the challenge. One, why would she throw the very first woman's challenge? That don't make no sense. Two, I ain't mad at her when it's one on one, and if you win, you don't have to go into elimination. Her trying to just having to suck it up and performing well. I ain't mad at that either. So like it's just more so y'all just upset because she's safe and y'all not. So I mean I get that they're trying to pin it on her, but quite frankly, the girl took a break, a water break, and still beat you.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not Colin Reed's fault. Y'all had a whole team talking y'all through what to do from a strategy perspective in the elimination. It's not Colin Reed's fault. Like I'm not giving no passes. I'm not gonna let you blame Colin Reed either. So like I'm insensitive to them trying to blame Colin Reed. I don't think it's her fault. I thought it was interesting, but nah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, if you're in elimination, you're in elimination. If you don't want people, like I personally would not want people yelling at me, telling me what to do. Just let me figure it out. Please stay quiet. That's what I would
Facts.
ask my team to do. But if you didn't do that and you agreed to have people yelling and telling you what to do, and you eventually mess up because of it, it is what it is. I mean, come back again next year. We don't know you that well yet. We
Right.
don't know you. We don't know you that well yet. So It's all right. It's a part of the game. If anything, she's probably just gonna get voted in again next time.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, it's just you got a couple game checks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take that home. Now you was on the challenge. Put that in your bio as
Put it in
well.
your bio. You know
There
what I'm
you
saying?
go.
Update the resume.
Put out the picture with the music. Say, "Oh, I'll be back next time," and you get on another show, and then we'll see you maybe on the challenge again. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
You got a passport stamp.
It's a
You
part of the
straight.
game. The guy people hate the most, Johnny Bananas, he went home first elimination. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's
Yeah.
just a part of the story. But I think, yeah, I mean, after that elimination, oh, speaking of Johnny Bananas, we see at the end of this episode is we see Johnny. Keep forgetting
Letty.
Letty. We see Johnny and Letty, Johnny Bananas, and Letty, who is um,
A unique person.
a unique person, very tall, very athletic. Looks like she's pretty aggressive as well in that promo. He's trying to like kiss up to her. He's trying to catch a vibe with her. Is this real
Hmm.
or is this Johnny Bananas gameplay?
I don't know. It could be both, right? You definitely can just take a shot at the your unicorn of the bunch, right? Some I can see how you can be rarely attracted to that. I will say when her compared to all the other girls, she is almost 6 foot, or she's 6 plus. She's definitely a competitor. Like, if you are going to play politics, this is the one to go after, right? I think is value in that, and like you said, if you are going to do anything as far as trying to establish a relationship that's going to help you in the game, you need to establish a relationships with the opposite sex. So I ain't mad at it at all. It's too early for me to tell because also Johnny got to make sure he gave you a little bit of entertainment because he is the challenge, right?
Of
So like
course.
I'm torn between if he he this is his little side quest, or is he trying to be strategic at the same breath? Because we seen in the last Cutthroat, when he was with Maria, and he did the
Camilla.
same. I mean Camilla. So he did the same things, right? So like I don't know. I can't call it. I can't call it. Too early to say.
Yeah, then it had no benefit to him though. Now maybe it could have some benefits, but what I will say is that I think it's all of those things, right? I think maybe a part of it is oh, I am the challenge, right? The rose petals things, and tell her to come see me while I'm in this tub of bubbles. That is bananas. That's the challenge, right? That's the entertainment factor. Also, think it could be a little strategic, like, hey, I'm kind of feeling her.
Mhm.
She could also help me out. Like, all right, let me see where this goes. But the number one thing I want to point out is, and the number one thing that, of course, this isn't fake. This is Johnny Bananas. We have the same birthday, my cancer brother. We're lovers, man. We are lovers. Johnny Bananas, get the girl of your dreams. Climb that tree. Figure it out. This might be the girl for you. This might be the girl Johnny Bananas takes home to mama. And he's a lover boy just like I am. We're just the cancer vibes. June 22nd. I understand the energy, my guy. So I think it's all of those things in one. But I do think it's coming from a place of realness. Like he's like, oh, I'm kind of feeling this big lady, this unicorn. You know what I mean? So, and then also the entertainment aspect and the fact that hey, she might be able to help me down the line. And we've seen Johnny Bananas have showmances before, so and she's feeling them.
And she's nasty. Let's start there. Exfoliating
Oh
in the
yeah,
pool was crazy.
I, I forgot about that. Yeah, that is super crazy. I actually forgot that was her. So. And that is it. That is the challenge rewatch season 42, episodes 1 and 2. Scrim, we are back.
Team
New season of
Orange.
the challenge on Paramount Plus, and a lot of clips to come over the next couple of days.